For a century and a half, Chevron anchored California's economy. But now, its sudden $12 billion move to Texas is not just a corporate shift, it is a siren. The official story blames taxes and regulations, but beneath the headlines, this exodus hints at deeper cracks threatening California's future. Why is the state risking its own economic foundation now? Chevron's announcement landed with the force of a seismic event. After more than 140 years rooted in California, company leadership revealed in August 2024 that corporate headquarters would leave San Ramon for Houston. The transition, set to unfold over 5 years, sends shockwaves through the state's economic landscape. Chevron is not just another business, it is a symbol of California's industrial legacy, a Fortune 500 giant that generated over $200 billion in revenue last year. The decision pulls the heart of the company, including Chief Executive Officer Mike Wirth and Vice Chairman Mark Nelson, out of the state by the end of the year. Houston, already home to 7,000 Chevron employees, now becomes the center of gravity for executive power, while California is left with a shrinking share of the action. The move raises questions that ripple far beyond one company's address change. What does it mean when the anchor finally cuts loose? Chief Executive Officer Mike Wirth described California's approach as a barrier to investment, saying policies raise costs, hurt consumers, and discourage investment. The list of grievances runs long. Permitting delays can stretch for years, litigation risks are unpredictable, and the regulatory climate makes long-term planning nearly impossible. In contrast, Houston offers a business environment with no state corporate income tax compared to California's 8.8% and far fewer bureaucratic hurdles. For a company managing $200 billion in annual revenue, the difference is not just about dollars, but about control over its future. The decision to move headquarters is about more than mailing addresses. It shifts the center of decision-making, capital allocation, and influence. As power and strategy consolidate in Houston, California loses more than an employer. It loses a key decision node in its economic engine. California's fuel supply system operates on a razor-thin margin. Over the past 2 decades, the number of refineries has dropped from 23 to just 11. Only 5 of these now handle the bulk of the state's gasoline production. Most of what comes out of these plants is a specialized blend called CARBOB, designed to meet California's strict air quality rules. This formula is not made anywhere else in the U.S., forcing the state to rely on a handful of overseas refineries for backup. When a local plant shuts down, even briefly, imports from Asia or Hawaii must fill the gap, and these shipments take 10 to 34 days to arrive. The system's spare capacity now hovers near zero, especially after planned closures like Phillips 66 in Wilmington and Valero in Benicia. A single outage can erase what little buffer remains, leaving the entire network exposed to sudden shortages. California's gas prices now average $4.70 a gallon, more than $1 above the national average. That gap isn't just a statistic, it's a daily strain for anyone who depends on the road for a living. In Fresno, a trucking company owner watches his operating costs climb with every fill-up. Each spike in fuel prices squeezes his already thin profit margins, forcing tough choices about routes, staff, and even whether to stay in business at all. For refinery workers in places like Richmond, the anxiety runs deeper. One longtime employee describes watching colleagues leave after layoffs, uncertain if the next round will hit his shift. He says, "We used to feel secure here. Now every rumor feels like a warning." These stories play out across small businesses and working families, from delivery drivers to grocery store owners. When energy costs swing wildly, it is not just numbers on a chart, it is jobs, paychecks, and the ability to keep the lights on. In the span of just 4 years, California has watched a steady stream of corporate headquarters cross state lines. Oracle shifted its base to Austin in 2020, citing the need for flexibility and lower costs. Tesla followed suit in 2021, moving its headquarters from Palo Alto to Texas after public clashes over pandemic restrictions and state policy. By 2024, SpaceX joined the exodus, relocating key operations and leadership to Texas as well. Houston, already a magnet for energy giants, now counts 24 Fortune 500 headquarters within its city limits. Each move chips away at California's standing, as executive teams, boardrooms, and billions in annual decisions flow out of the state. California's Department of Finance has warned that the loss of corporate headquarters chips away at more than just jobs. Every executive seat that leaves means fewer high-income tax filings and less corporate revenue flowing into state coffers. The influence once wielded in Sacramento boardrooms now travels with those decision-makers to Houston, weakening California's hand in shaping industry policy. Lobbying dollars and investment priorities follow the headquarters, not the storefronts left behind. As these strategic centers vanish, the question hangs in the air. Can California keep funding its ambitions when the engines of growth are running elsewhere? Each headquarters departure chips away at California's foundation. As more power shifts elsewhere, the state faces a choice: adapt or watch its economic influence quietly unravel. What future will it choose?